Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. I'm Robbi Nugraha from 3A. So today I would like to make a report about a video that I watched, and the video is about mastering the art of diplomacy, everyday diplomacy, and effective communication skill. So let's jump into the first video, and it's about mastering the art of everyday diplomacy. In this video, Zulaiv said that there are two diplomacy in our life. First is international diplomacy and everyday diplomacy. So first is international diplomacy is in diplomacy among the nation. You can establish relationship by using a diplomats for preventing, resolving a problem, defending or promoting. And everyday diplomacy is diplomacy among the individuals. For example, like you between your family. Next, there are commonalities between international and everyday diplomacy. First is success in international diplomacy often stems for effective everyday diplomacy skills. And then there are skills like politeness, warmth, and attentiveness contribute to success in both areas. So that's the commonalities between international and everyday diplomacy. Okay, next is coping with difference. Zulaiv said that coping with difference we can start from mindset for everyday diplomacy. Peace of mind, foundation for balanced relationship, achieve through tolerance, patience, and appreciation of difference, and recognizing, valuing diversity foster inner peace and stability. And next, there are strategy of balance. Balance involves respecting both personal and other interests, value and rights, rooted in principle of yin and yang, where opposite complement and balance each other. And there are three pillars of balance. And first is rooting, stability through core values like love and peacefulness. Next, there are resilient, ability to challenge and change in a turbulent world. And the last is moderation, maintaining equilibrium in relationship and action. Okay, next there are skills for everyday diplomacy. Skills that help us in everyday diplomacy, there are 2 points. The first is social skills and self-regulation skill. In the social skills, there are understanding, achieve listening and mindfulness, and then tactfulness, sensitive to verbal and non-verbal cues, and civility, respecting norms and ensuring dignity. And the last for social interaction skill is negotiation. I think this skill is really important to us because we live in society. We have to negotiation. If you want something, we have to speak negotiation. Yeah, I think this is the most important skills. And negotiation is central to diplomacy, enabling discussion, finding common ground, and reaching agreements. And then next is self-regulation skill. There are calmness, remaining composed in challenging situations, technique like natural breathing, muscle, Okay, that's all for the first video. Let's move to second video. Okay, the second video is about effective communication skills. The course by Alex Lyon consists of 7 lessons focused on improving concise, clear, and confident communication. Each lesson includes practical strategies and exercise to develop effective communication habits. The first lesson, or lesson 1, is about avoid long-windedness. And first, long-windedness hinders communication. Talking excessively doesn't mean effective communication. It can create negative impression, especially in professional settings. People often misinterpret verbosity as a competence, which is not true. Identify the reason for long-windedness. Common causes include insecurity, self-centeredness, or a need for control. Reflect on personal trigger to understand why you make overthrow. Gauge your talkativeness. Rate your communication style on scale 1 to 10 and aim to consistently score between 1 until 4 professional interaction. And the last for avoid long-windedness is commit to conciseness. There are practice brevity by focusing on essential points and being mindful of your speech habits. Concise communication leads to better impact, memory retention, and leadership effectiveness. Next is lesson 2. Craft concise message. A verse is skip to the heart of the message. This means eliminate unnecessary preambles and backstory. Focus on what the audience really need to know. And second is make your point and stop. It means share the core of message in a few sentences, then stop talking. And misreading cues to continue can lead to rambling. And last is finish under time. Respect time constraints by wrapping up slightly early, and ending before the time limit leaves a good impression, and respect other schedules. And lesson 3 is use short and plain sentence. Lesson 3, use short and plain sentence. A verse is short sentence pop. Clear, concise sentences are impactful, similar to headlines or bullet points. And next is shaped word. Remove unnecessary words for clarity. Example, including Jerry Seinfeld short punchlines. And last is use plain English. Replace complex verb with the simpler alternatives like utilize, to, use. It is the same meaning. So to use plain English, you have to replace a complex word with everyday word, the word that easy to understand. For example, like utilize and becoming use. And plain language ensure clarity and avoid misunderstandings. 4 is avoid over conversation, while simply simplifying, maintain a complete and engaging sentence to avoid sounding dismissive. Okay, and lesson 4 is organize thought, clarity. Structure your message. Organize idea into 2 or 3 key. For example, is problem with the problem or a solution, and before or after. And then a clear structure help both the speaker and listener follow the message. And second is stage your roadmap. Outline your points early. For example, is well cover symptoms and treatments. And call out transition between points and points for clarity. And the last from organized thought clearly. Benefits of structure. Eliminates tangents, organize detail effectively, and ensure cohesion, and help focus on need to know rather than nice to know information. So when you speak, you have focus on need to know rather than nice to know, because it will make us it will save the time and not wasting the time. Lesson 5 is effective pauses to add emphasis. Pauses enhance clarity and confidence, giving a rhythm to speech, and they allow listener to process information and provide natural breaks. And second is pause at the end of the sentence. End sentence with a pause to punctuate thoughts and allow engagement. 3 is avoid mid-thought pause. Pausing mid-sentence create a disjoint, long-winded feel. So you have to avoid mid-thought pause because it will create a disjoint and long-winded feel. And 4 is separate key idea. Use pause between points to highlight and emphasize distinct concept. And lesson 6 is avoid filler. Common fillers including and like. To avoid this is replace filler with a pause, using a silent pause instead of vocalist filler to maintain confidence. And practicing intentional pause improves delivery and credibility. Lesson 7 is confident nonverbal communication. First is use direct eye contact. Strive for 80% eye contact in conversation and 99% in presentation. Eye contact convey confidence and foster a connection. And second is avoid up-talk. Don't end statement with upward inflection, making them sound like question. Statements should be end with the downward tone to convey certainty. And last is smile. A genuine smile makes you appear approachable and competent. Avoid the cold and neutral expression that may seem disengaged. And for our conclusion is the 7th lesson emphasizes practice and habit building for effective communication. By applying these strategies consistently, you will improve clarity, confidence, and proper professionalism. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.